Alright, for tonight's movie, we're taking it all the way back to the 30s, but first we've got to just change. There we go. The Island of Lost Souls, based on H.G. Wells' Island of Dr. Moreau, featuring the hairiest Bela Lugosi you're ever going to see. And it goes like this. There's a ship hauling a whole bunch of caged animals to an island that's not on any map with some odd-looking manservants walking around. It's suspicious, but the sailors are like, hey, we got a job in the 30s. Woohoo! They run across a man adrift who wakes up looking a tad stanky, and he's screaming something about Ruth, and it turns out that he's the lone survivor of some nautical shenanigans that aren't really worthy enough for a flashback. Turns out his name is Edward, and this guy's name is Montgomery, the kinda, sorta doctor. Flash over to Edward's Lady Ruth getting an OG text message about how Ed is fine and he's on his way to blah-de-blah by boat. Once Eddie feels better, Monty takes him on a tour of Noah's wet dream, which is interrupted by the captain, who is either a drunk or a douche. I could believe both. Captain Tamepickle confirms his douchebaggery by getting rid of Eddie for some smart comments from earlier, and leaving him in the care of Monty and the off-putting, if not outright creepy, Dr. Moreau, played by Charles Lafton? Charlie! Charlie is a wonderful host, if not just a tad super creepy. Oh, and don't forget the army of shirtless hairy men. Warning, you will never forget the army of shirtless hairy men. Moreau gives Ed a look-see at the grounds of his private island, complete with creepy jungle mansion and hairy men hobo camp. After some whip-cracking and Ed-napping, we meet Lota, who is the only female on the island. Neat! Moreau wants Ed and Lota to hook up, but you know by his enthusiasm that something is not right here. Ed plays hard to get, while with Ruth and all, and Lota's twat-blocked by some pre-code vivisection of a hairy man in the House of Pain. Ed and Lota run into the jungle, right into the hands of Bela Lugosi and his Harryman tribe. Things get a little rapey for half a second, but then Morrow shows up and cracks the whip on the rabble. Bela recites some Devo lyrics, and we take it back to the house. Moreau explains that he's a scientist who likes turning animals into people, and he and Monty had to come to the island because, well, that is messed up. Anyway, Ed wants out. He tries to formulate a plan while Lota can't take a hint. Moreau, in the meantime, acts creepy. Back on the mainland, Ruth tracks down the captain and asks him, "Where's my hubby?" He's like, "Your hubby." So Ruth gets the American consul to shrink the captain's sphincter, and he's all like, "Oh gosh, I guess I marooned him on the island of Dr. Moreau." So they recruit the help of Captain Not So Tipsy, and off they go to save Ed. They get to Dr. Moreau's furry fantasy island pretty damn quick, and one look at Ruth drives the hairy men nuts. Moreau plays gracious host while trying not to act like a mad bastard. Things go to hell pretty quick when Moreau has Hairy Man number 1 kill the captain, and Bela's like, "Dude, don't spill blood." And Hairy Man's like, "Dude, he told me spill blood." And Bela's like, The Hairy Man rebellion storms the castle, and Moreau gets an ironic taste of his own medicine. Everybody escapes except for Lota, vaya con Dios, Panther Woman. And the survivors watch the island burn from the ocean. Adieu. Now, while this movie doesn't seem that outrageous today, it made the people of the 30s flip their wig. This was the magic time when nobody was really regulating what could be shown in movies, so producers and directors loved gracing that line of what was considered taboo in the social conscience. Shock is a surefire moneymaker, and if it takes turning your main character into a blasphemous, voyeuristic, creepy creeperson to make that sweet cheddar, then who cares, right? Except this example got banned in Britain and a number of other countries for over a quarter of a century, and when it finally was re-released it was heavily censored. But c'est la vie. At least it's finally on Criterion now, as cleaned up as it's going to get, and we finally get to enjoy one of the greatest non-universal gothic horror films of the 1930s in all of its glory. It's worth it.